My family spent 30 years waiting for my grandfather to die, just to sell his land and save their own skins. But they forgot one thing. I was the only one in the room when he actually signed the papers. They always looked down on me. They thought I was soft, but they were wrong. Today, I'm opening a file I never thought I'd share. This is the inheritance that shattered my family. I was always the afterthought. My older brother, Leo, was the golden child. He had the high-profile corporate job, the designer suits, and a lifestyle that screamed success. I was just the younger brother, a high school history teacher, living in a modest rented apartment. When our grandfather passed away, the family didn't even pretend to be in mourning. At the wake, Leo was already talking about renovating Grandpa's 100-acre estate. My parents were picking out which antique furniture they'd move into their own home. Everyone assumed the inheritance was going to Leo. After all, he was the successful one. I was just the one who spent every Saturday for 10 years sitting by Grandpa's bed, listening to his stories. But Grandpa was sharper than they realized. At the official reading of the will, the lawyer adjusted his glasses and read the words that shattered my family. To my grandson, who never asked for a legacy, but always gave his time, I leave the entirety of my estate, the land and the holdings. The silence in that room was deafening. And then the storm broke. The betrayal didn't take long to manifest. Within 24 hours, my loving family turned into a pack of wolves. Leo cornered me first. He didn't ask, he demanded. He told me that since I was single and had no real expenses, I should sign the deed over to him. He claimed he needed it to secure his children's future. Then came my parents. My mother called me selfish and heartless for not sharing the wealth. My father told me I was disrespecting the family name by keeping the land for myself. They weren't asking for a piece of the pie. They wanted the whole thing. The worst part? They started telling people in our town that I had manipulated a dying man to change his will. They tried to destroy my reputation, to force me into giving up the inheritance. That's when I realized I hadn't just inherited a farm, I had inherited a target on my back. And it was time to stop being the quiet brother. I stopped answering the phone. While they were busy shouting into my voicemail, I was sitting with a forensic accountant and a very expensive lawyer. I discovered two things. First, my brother Leo wasn't actually successful. He was drowning in nearly 7 figures of high-interest debt. He had been using his lifestyle to hide the fact that he was one bad month away from bankruptcy. He desperately needed Grandpa's land to use as collateral for a massive bank loan. Second, I found that the house my parents lived in, the one Leo claimed he owned, was actually held in a trust created by Grandpa. I didn't sue them. I didn't yell. I simply executed Grandpa's final, hidden wish. I sold the 100-acre estate to a state wildlife conservation group. It is now a protected bird sanctuary. Because it's a conservation zone, it can never be developed, never be built on, and most importantly, it can never be used as collateral for a loan. Leo's golden life collapsed within 90 days. Without the farm to save him, his creditors moved in. My parents? They get to stay in the house for life, per the trust, but they have no power over it. They are living in a house they can never sell, watching a forest they can never touch, all because they chose greed over family.